We are live, broadcasting live. This is the Conversation Room 101. Make sure it's only adults in the house. I need your mind to be open, prepared, and relaxed. Welcome to our home. Take your shoes off. We got some rules we need to go over. Be kind. No cursing in the chat. If you want to curse, call in. And no shouting out other channels. That's a no-no. We got one other rule. There is no judging our guests. It will not be permitted. Zero tolerance. And if so, you want to do that, guess what? We got security. And we will escort you out. Because over here, hashtag we don't care. We're going to be one big family. We're going to laugh together sometimes. We're going to cry. But we definitely going to pray. I thank the Lord above for everything. I lift him up and give him the glory. But you guys, right now, we're going to get our popcorn. And then we're going to see what's going on. And let me just park my car. And I'll be in there in a minute. I'll see you soon.
The Copyright Disclaimer Act. The Copyright Disclaimer Act under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news, reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Hold your power.
I decided to go into pre-law, then journalism, and with no academic focus, my grades took off in their own direction. You will fail at some point in your life, accept it. You will lose. I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. You will embarrass yourself, you will suck at something. There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living. I didn't quit. I prayed. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break.
Hey family, how's everybody doing? How is everybody doing? Excuse me. Thank you guys for coming in. It's kind of hot. I was over here dancing, you guys. My little song, I had to play my little song and I had to play it like 10 times. I'm feeling it. I let y'all hear a little bit of it so y'all know what song I'm talking about. But that song got me somewhere. Thank you guys for showing up. It's October is it the 19th? Yes, it is. Tuesday. You guys, thank you for showing up. This is Tyress Gipson Tuesday Awareness. You guys, we're going to get some things together. We're going to get some things straight. We're asking those questions. We're trying to figure out what happened. We're not letting this go. No, we're going to try to keep on keeping this young man's name in our mouth, you guys, because there's no justice. We do not still have his body. We don't have him as a whole. We don't have anything. We don't have no answer. It's just everybody just like shutting down. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to keep the lines open. If you guys want to ask questions, you're welcome to ask questions. I want to speak to everybody in the building. Thank you guys for joining today and being obedient, you guys. Zena, Marcia, Barbara, Lorraine, Cherie, Betty, Barbara, Sonia Watts, Wanda, Marcia, Lisa, Calhoun, Teresa Anderson, Miss Dee Dee, Cynthia, Gatewood, Alvira, Angie Crooks, Katrina, Cynthia Gatewood, Diane, Miss Jessica. Did I miss Miss Jessica? Curl Small. Adrian Dupree. Rita Banks. Patricia. How you guys doing? Catherine. Rita. Loving God. Rita Banks. Tracy T. Afaterica. Oh, how you guys doing? And Dorothy Pruitt is in the building. These guys are in the building. How you guys doing? Let me see if I missed anything. The call-in number is up there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you see them in blue, they for you. They're the mods, you guys. They're doing a great job. They're keeping this channel together where we're not getting strikes against us. And oh my goodness, we're just going through so much. But God is good. And we got Rhonda Hayes in the building. And we got Valerie Montgomery in the building. How you guys doing? God is good. Jackie, how you doing? How are you doing? So if you don't have a friend in here, we got Sheila. She done came in the building. She says, may God be with you. You always, much love, blessings, always, you guys. And, put the emojis on in there. You know you love God. Put the emojis on in there. If you don't have a friend in the chat and you don't know nobody, and hey, Karen, how you doing? Haven't seen you, Karen Martin. How you doing? She says, hello, SP, so she know who I am, so it's all good. She must be part of the family. Karen Martin, how you doing? I'm glad that you guys showed up. We're starting on time. Once again, I'm letting you guys know every time we start on time. Actually, it was a little bit early. And so we're going to talk about the Tyress case. And we're going to ask those questions. Now, I'm going to tell you guys something, okay? I'm not a type of person that takes one side or the other, but in some cases, you guys got to understand, we're going to be in our feelings. Is there bias? There's bias when anybody's giving a narrative or telling a story. There's some type of bias. What I see in this situation, I'm not biased to one person or the other. I feel for children, or I feel for this child that's missing. I feel for anybody's child that's being neglected, there's abuse, or somebody hurt the child. So I want to set something straight, you guys. When there is something that is eating at me, I may not come out directly and say, hey, I know this, I know that, because there might be a reason why something is said or something's not said. So I'll wait and ask those questions personally so I can know. You know what I'm saying? And so I got nothing to hide. Our integrity is everything. So you guys know the last time we were on here, the young lady sent me a little message and she said that she didn't say nothing about no clothes. And I thought to myself, I was like, now hold up. I remember a whole conversation. Now, I went back to look on my phone and I'm going, where's it at? Because you guys know, I don't like nobody calling me no liar. And then I couldn't find it. And I was like, hey, hold on. Now, I know we had this conversation. I know we did. So then I got kind of a little defensive. And I was like, hey, do you want me to just share the conversation instead of the text? Because I don't have it. And she immediately stopped texting me. I wasn't trying to scare her off or anything. I just don't, I don't try to lie on nobody. That's not what I'm here for. They ain't going to give me nothing to lie. But for some reason, she thought we didn't have this conversation. I still stand on what I said. Now, after that conversation, there was some stuff put up on Facebook. I've been notified. That's like, they're just going to swing this narrative however they see fit. No, I'm not. Because that's not going to get us nowhere. There was some questions asked, and we're just going to straighten some of this stuff out. But I do want I want you guys to understand something. And this is just being the truth. When it comes down to people, You don't want to get people involved that's not involved. You just don't. Why? Because it puts them in danger. But what I do have to say is, I don't know if this person is involved, but it's mighty funny. They seem to make a lot of comments about something that they say they don't know. And that bothers me. See, it bothers me when one person over here is saying, well, y'all ain't talking about this. Y'all ain't talking about that. Well, tell me about it. And let's see if it's true. Now, the funny thing about it is, if there's some, truth to what you're saying, okay, then I go ask them, is there some truth? They say, no, it's not no truth. Or maybe they can't explain themselves right. But I'm sitting back going, So we're going to ask these questions, you guys. It is going to get a little bit toxic in here. I don't know if the word is toxic. Elevated. We're going to keep this young man's name in our mouth, because that's what it's really all about. It's not about throwing people's dirty laundry out there. But if you got something to hide, then we're wondering, do we really want the truth, or do we really just want to hear your story? I don't know how we can help you if we're just telling a story. You know what I'm saying? You guys feel me? Put a 1 in the chat. If you're not understanding what I'm saying, put a 2. I need to know if you guys are understanding what I'm saying, and I'm going to make this phone call. Because I don't think we can get to the truth if we're just telling a story. You know what I'm saying? Everybody understand? Good. Because sometimes people be like, you be talking in circles. I'll be like, no, I'm not. You're just not feeling me. We're not vibing. So there was people. Hey, Eda B, I see you in the building. Jessica J, I see you in the house. Monique Hall, I see you in here. And Miss Philly G. G Woo is in the house. How you doing, sir? So I want to share with you guys something before I make this phone call. We can't if we just talking. Exactly. Some people say, well, how is your channel going to investigate, and you guys investigate and all this other stuff? You never know who's in this channel. You don't know. I had somebody that was supposed to be on the cupcake case tell me that they was a searcher, and was like, you're not talking to Cortessa. She can't talk to you. There's a gag order. I said, what are you talking about? I got her on another line. They're like, you lying. All right, well, I'll talk to you later. You'll see my next post. Now, do you guys believe I talked to Cortessa? Do you guys believe we had that conversation? We've had several conversations. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe it. Put a 2 in the chat if you don't. Because I always back up what I say. But if you didn't catch that segment, I can understand why you put a 2, and that's fine with me. I got nothing to prove or nothing to hide. But they told me that you can't talk to Cortessa. You just can't do it. There's a gag order. Well, she wanted to tell her side of the story. Miss Jessica Lynn says too, you just wasn't here. Honey, we ran about 5 or 6 of them. Tracy Ian said, I wasn't there yet. She's still in jail. But she told and she spoke to us. And her family spoke to us. Her mother spoke to us. Her aunt spoke to us. Her cousin spoke to us. And her baby's daddy spoke to us. And Nolan spoke to us. And April spoke to us. Everybody spoke to us. They was a little bit heated. But we got in there. We got in there. And so we got to understanding. Some people were angry with April, and I wasn't never angry with April. It's just at one time, she was a little frustrated with me, but hey, it is what it is. We were trying to figure out, was there somebody else involved? And we're starting to learn now that they're starting to tell another story. Tracy Ian says, I still believe you, though. Okay. 31 said, wasn't on the channel yet back then, but I'm here now. Okay, it's all good. So let me tell you this little story. It's a parable in your Bible. You'll find it. But everything that we do and how we do things, we try to do it the way that we were taught. So I always go by something I've learned in the book. And one thing is there's a story. There's a parable in there about two women. And these two women, they were in a famine, you guys. A famine, desolate. Um, you guys understand what a famine is, a drought in the town, in the city. There was a drought. So one woman tells the other woman, she says, we're going to die anyway. So this is what we can do. We will kill and cook my child today and eat him. And tomorrow we'll kill and cook your child tomorrow. Are we going to be in agreement with this? The two women. You guys, somebody go find the scripture, put it up in there for Black Sugar. She's in the building. Some of you guys know what I'm talking about. So there was a king at that particular time that was not afraid of God. He just was not fearful of God. He just wasn't. So that tells you he was an evil king, right? So what happened was they killed the child, the son, cooked him, and they ate him. The next day, the other mother took her child and hid him. The woman come and say, where's your child? It's time to eat. Where's your child out? It's time to eat. She was like, I ain't telling you where my child is. She was like, you better, we agreed on it. We done already ate mine. Where's your child at? Because we're going to die. This is in your Bible. So what did she do? She went to go see the king. Yes, she did, Barbara. She went to go see the king. And she stood out in front of the king's palace area every day, complaining, crying, screaming, the injustice, the unfairness, the unfairness. Now, in your scripture, this king had to do something because people were looking at the king for the injustice that this woman had gotten. Okay? Like I said, he wasn't fearful of God. He wasn't a God-like king. But he still had to do something. So when people are crying for justice, the unfairness, we give them our attention, we give them the awareness, no matter how small, something can be done. All right? Somebody will know somebody. She said one accidentally, it was King Solomon. It wasn't that they were eating their babies. One accidentally killed their baby. No. I'm not talking about kings, Apaterica. No. That's another story. Okay? Not that story. I almost call you Pooh Bear. I know somebody going to go look it up. Go look it up and tell me where it's at. I'm not a scholar. I just remember these stories because they mean so much when you're trying to make a decision what to say. You're all right, Apaterica. You were close, though. You were close. Sonia Watts said that's why she's still in jail. She laughed. Nevertheless, she's still in jail. Yeah. Anyway, you guys, 2 Kings 6:24-33, Lisa Calhoun said. That's where you can find it at. I knew it was kings. I was like, dang, she did say kings, but no, I ain't talking about that story. But you guys look it up. When these stories and parables, they for us to you know relate to. So when you hear stuff, you know, you may not be going through it, but somebody's going through it. Don't wait till you go through it and then you be like, oh, help me. You're gonna get what you gave. That same energy you give, like, I don't care. It ain't my kid. Listen, so other people will listen. This is a child that we do not have answers on. I'm gonna make this call though, because I just want you guys to really pay attention that everything that we basically in life, in the world or something, if you really go back in your Bible, you'll know how to deal with situations instead of getting all agitated. Now, this lady over here is saying, yeah, I ain't saying nothing about this person when he was doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that, And my kid, he had a scholarship. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, are we on the same planet? We're talking about a child that the family has no closure, don't know where at. Allegedly, he's supposed to be deceased. We don't know. And your child knows about it. 2 Kings 6:24. And I believe that is so. But this person is saying, I want to help them. I want to help them. Miss Dee says the two Israelite women. Yeah, I know. It's sitting there. Okay, I'm going to make this phone call because I don't want to talk too much. We're going to get to business. You guys keep that in mind, though. Hey, this is SP. How you doing, family?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing good. I was just talking to the people in the chat. We're live right now. I was talking to them about, certain scriptures and things of that nature and how things get taken out of,
Yes, I'm looking. 2 Kings 6:24. I'll be reading that tonight.
Oh yeah. I just gave them a little cliff note about what happened. Two women fighting about their children, and they go to the king, and the king has to do something. He doesn't tell us what the king did, but the whole moral to the story is, isn't our God that is good better than a king that is not of good? But he still had to do something, just like our Father has to do something when we're good. Even though that the king was not good, he still had to do something because people were doing all that, asking questions. Why don't you help her? Why don't you help her? Something's not right. Something's not justice here. Anyway, let's get off into some of these things. So is there any updates? Or where do you want to start?
There is not much of an update. We just got off the phone with the jail, and the jail is telling us about there was initially a PR bond that was supposed to go into effect on the day on that court date, but we are not at liberty to hear what transpired. But apparently Mr. Lane is still in jail, and according to the people we just spoke to, they don't see him getting out anytime soon. We did ask for if they have a court date. They said they don't generally find out their court dates until 2-3 days prior. And the charge is still aggravated kidnapping.
Oh.
So it is still remaining. The parents that Mrs. Wooten actually wanted to clear up something, and Mr. Wooten did too.
Okay.
And mainly, we wanted to field some of those hard questions that people have been asking. to essentially give people some answers, because we see a lot of them in the chat. We see a lot of different opinions in the chat. Some saying Tyrese was evil, some saying, Tyrese was a good kid, so some just asking questions. So, any questions that you have or the chat has, let's ask so we can clear up some people's minds and hearts, so that way we can all be on one accord.
Okay. So somebody, I think y'all citing the wrong Bible scripture, because I just got through looking up 2 Kings 24, and it's talking about Nebuchadnezzar. You guys, but I'm talking about the two women, not the ones that rolled over the child. Hold on. Not the one that rolled over the child and all that. So you're not going to get the full understanding if you guys understand what I'm saying? Hold on, we're going to get that. This is very important to what we're talking about. So, okay. Because I want them to be very, fair and understanding that we all have problems. Kids get into stuff.
Parents don't know. Sometimes
it'll come up in a minute.
Parents don't care sometimes. We have different. It happens. Even my family, their kids do whatever they want to, and they just don't care. And they gonna stick by their side no matter what. And it's that right or wrong, weak or strong mentality sometimes that gets kids into situations or gets other people hurt, because they're not chastising their kids because they want to be their children's friends. You cannot be your child's friends.
Okay. So I do got some questions, and we'll look up this later, you guys, because I think that you guys are really close to it. So that's all good. Anyway, so we need to clear up some things.
Yes.
Okay. Because this young lady think that it's wrong to have her child's name out there and pointing fingers at her child. And not only that, she feels like if her child has nothing to do with the disappearance of Tyress Gipson, don't pull her child down. And I'm in agreement with that. If Dorothy says 2 Kings 6:29, I don't know. I'm in agreement with that. You don't want to destroy somebody, especially if they're innocent or they don't have anything to do with it. But so this young lady wanted to be she made it very evident she wanted to be a part of the search for Tyrese, the awareness for Tyrese. She wanted to help. She said she wanted to help. She feels for the family. That's what she said to me. That's what she said, and she said it more than one time.
Mm-hmm. Heals for the family.
Okay. So tell me, okay, Tyrese is missing. All of this stuff is happening. Her child is named or questioned. Her allegedly grandchild, and I say allegedly because we got to correct some things on that. Grandchild. And then, thank you. Thank you. Somebody got it right because Afaterica said she's right. It's told in 2 Kings 6:29. Okay. 28 or 29, somewhere around there. It's just in 2 Kings. Anyway, so she was really adamant about helping this family, Mr. Wooten and Mrs. Wooten.
Mm-hmm.
Miss Wooten had a YouTube page.
Yes.
What was she doing on that YouTube page?
She was baking with Tyrese's twin and her oldest daughter, baking little tea cakes and other little baking goods, and
But baking cookies and cakes and pies and stuff.
And just it was something she enjoyed doing. Okay. It was something that gave her some solace, at least a little bit, to be with her daughters.
Okay. So after the death of her, I mean, I won't say death because we don't know. But and I'm sorry. But after the disappearance and all of this is going on, she's trying to get some peace and some happiness, or not really happiness, but something to take her mind off of what's going on.
Yes. She's trying to find something to do. I mean, on the weekends, the courts are closed. The police department is closed, and her children is spending time with her. Right. So, spending that time with her daughters, especially clinging to that twin
of Tyrese's.
Yes, his twin sister is completely understandable. That is the absolute closest thing she has to him.
Okay, so hey, Shalom. So where is that channel at now?
That channel has since ended because people, including the other person that we spoke with, started making some extremely disparaging comments that Mrs. Wooten couldn't very well be sad about her son missing or presumed deceased if she's sitting up here baking and laughing.
Baking cookies. So, okay. So, yes, Terica, Tyrese had a twin sister. They're not identical, especially if one's a male or female, but they are twins. So she made a comment on her page. Is that what you're saying? She made a comment on her page. Like, you know what? You couldn't be sad that your son is gone or dead or missing. You over here baking cookies.
No, she actually posted this on her own page and posted the link to Mrs. Wooten's page.
Oh, to go show people she was baking a cake or cookie?
Tea cakes and cookies, yes.
And but her child is at home, but this child is still missing.
Right.
And the stories that people are saying that he's deceased.
Right. And I will provide receipts.
And this is the woman that says she wanted to be a part of and help. Mm-hmm. She made this kind of statement on her page about this woman.
Yes. Miss Wooten cried for 2 days after that, and took the page down. Now I can get her or her husband on the phone because he was the one comforting. They both wanted to come up, or one wanted to come up today anyway because they wanted to clear up some things. But he had to comfort his wife and tell her, don't worry about what these people say. You keep doing what's giving you some kind of happiness, some kind of peace of mind.
Yeah. Hey, Candy, how you doing? Yeah. I understand that. I understand it because she was in that circle at one time until everyone found out that she was one of the people that they wanted to talk to, mother and alleged grandmother.
Correct.
Now, I want to talk about this alleged grandmother because this person told me that they are the mother of this child, and the alleged, and she did not make, she wasn't lying. She wasn't trying to pull my leg or anything. She said that's what we call him because and whatever, we have extended families and stuff. We bring somebody in, but she's not the biological grandmother in no kind of shape, form, or fashion. What she was telling me was, and I did not know this, but I kind of knew because she kind of told me her daughter took in this kid, which was Dinky. Okay, how old is her daughter that took in Dinky?
I believe her daughter's in her early 20s.
Early 20, like 21, 22, 23?
She's somewhere around there, early 20s, I do believe.
Okay, so she took in this kid that's 21, 22, 23. How old is Dinky?
Dinky at the time was, had to be about 16, 17.
16 or 17?
16, actually, because he didn't turn 17 till he was already incarcerated.
So both of them is kind of
close in age.
Close in age. But one's going to be a mother figure. A 21, 22, 23-year-old takes in a 16, 17-year-old. He had to be in about 16.
Yeah, between 15 and 16, because, like I said, he turned 17 while he was incarcerated, so about 15, 16.
But her daughter is supposed to be like his mother. That's why she's calling him her grandson.
Her grandson, yes.
Okay. Yes. Okay.
I didn't get that, but okay.
Yeah, I don't get it either because my daughter is 20, but she's 30 right now, and my son is 28, but she's got a sister that's 16, and she's not going to consider herself as a mother figure. They're just too close in age. Now, if there was like a 10-year to 15-year gap, I can see it, but they actually can date and nobody wouldn't even think nothing of it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But as a mother figure, and then so you're now the grandmother. Okay, you can call yourself whatever. I'm not debating on that. I mean, but it is strange. It is strange. Her daughter is 20, early 20s, and her mother is saying, "This is my grandson." Like, okay. Yeah. Because your daughter couldn't even have a child that age, and if she did, you guys need to go to jail. You know what I'm saying? You take 16 years off of 22. See what you come up with, 4, 5, 6. Be 6 years old.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be almost breaking the world record. The youngest mother in the world is deemed to be a 5-year-old child, and I do believe that's in India.
Okay, yeah, okay. I was gonna say I even heard of one that was like 7 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
So
be close to that record.
Yeah, because this young man's 16 and she's 22. Even if she was 23, I'll give her 23. You know,
even that. I mean, if my son's oldest sister is 4.5, 5 years my junior, and I never really considered her as a stepdaughter or anything of the such, because I mean,
okay, Mr. Wooten is saying she's between 25 and 32 years of age.
Okay, Mr. Wooten, early 20s. So I know she's roughly
early 20
so
is 24 and under.
Okay, so mid 20s. Man, I
Wow.
Oh, Miss Wooten, I'm sorry. Miss Wooten asked if I could give her a call real quick.
Okay.
Or Mr. Wooten.
Okay, go ahead. You guys, am I going to get a strike? Because I love this song so much. I'll play just a little bit for you guys while we're waiting. Just a little bit. If I can find it real quick. Oh, no, that's not it.
Hello?
Hello?
Miss SP?
Yes?
Hi, Mr. Wooten on the phone.
How you doing?
How you doing today?
I'm doing good. So, we were just going through some of the information that we had got last week. So, let's get right into some of the information that we probably need to get right into. So, Fremont, we were talking about this other person believes I did not adequately give the advice to the people. And I believe I did. I even actually asked them to come on for themselves because I can't speak for everybody and know exactly what they want to say, how they want to say it. They want to add this, take this away, and I didn't say this and I didn't say that, and it's just too much. But so that particular person said that, and she did say, please let it be known. I said I heard, or somebody said that Tyrese was known for robbing people, stealing, and he was also, they were looking for him in a murder case. So did you hear anything like that? And I asked this once before, I know.
You know, we didn't hear nothing about no murder case until the juvenile was going through his hearing. His attorney brought that up. So, like last week, I talked to detectives, the head detective on this case, and he said that's not true. He said there's no truth to this allegation. He said that he would have known, and plus we would have known, because we would have had Red County and Jacksonville and Cherokee County running through our house looking for our son. But no one has notified us in anything.
Right. No one notified you, but I did hear that, I guess when you guys went and made the missing police report, or they spoke to you guys, that the police say we were looking for your son. Is that not true? To ask him questions. I don't know if it's a suspect, a witness, or whatever.
He wasn't a suspect. They just said that they want to ask him some questions about some cell phone.
Okay. Okay,
so he wasn't a suspect or anything like that. They just said they want to ask him a question about a cell phone. That was it.
Okay. Okay.
Because that night, after they said they wanted to just talk to him about a cell phone, then that's when they started on the basic person, doing the basic person report.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Wooten, I'm going to interject a little bit. initially, one of the defense attorneys, did they not try to bring up this murder thing?
Yeah, he tried to bring it up.
And what transpired from that?
Well, you know, when he brought that up, and it was like, how can our son be involved in a murder case on the same night he ended up missing?
I just been brought up too.
Oh, and you know, that was the first time that we heard about it. Then this is the second time with this lady, you know what I'm saying, brought it up. And everything that, you know what I'm saying, we heard, it's coming from the Palestine Westwood area.
Mm-hmm.
No one on this side of the river has been talking about it.
Right. Right.
So, Ms. FT, do you mind if I ask Mr. Wooten a little more questions?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Mr. Wooten, are you and Mrs. Wooten at any point in time trying to portray Tyrese as just an angel, so to speak? You know, that he's never done anything wrong, never made a mistake, never did anything.
Let me clear that up.
Okay.
From the age, I'm going to say, from the age of 17 to 21, this is the time frame a child is trying to find themselves. They're going to try a lot of foolish things. Now, if anybody ain't tried that from the age of 17 to 21, you're a different type of person. I don't believe you. You know, and the things that, you know what I'm saying, our son was supposed to be done, we didn't hear anything about this until he come up missing.
Have you heard about it prior? What actions did you take? Because these rumors have been floating around since literally probably a couple days or so after. These allegations have been floating around since a couple days after he went missing. So, what actions would you have taken, and what actions are you taking now to figure out if there's any truth to this? Because so far, I mean, you think brick walls, but I mean, I think those are questions need to be answered.
We still doing the same. We still keeping his name out there. We still searching for him. And the things that we heard, we follow up on.
Right. Right.
No matter how crazy it sounds, we still follow up on.
Right.
And most of all the things that we have heard and we follow up on, it ended up being a lie.
Right.
The things that they say, we'll follow up on it. You know, like, oh, even though we know that it's a lie, we still follow up on it just so we can be like, okay, well, we talked to such and such, such and such. They told us that was a lie.
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. So, okay, we've got somebody in the chat. It's like, I'm going to address this real quick. I don't know why my live thing is not going to go. Not picking on nobody, but I do see. S. Hagen says, these people are alive and at home, jail. What does this got to do with finding Tyrese? Tyrese would not go this long without contacting his mama. True. But the reason why we're talking about this is because this other family has made a statement, and we want to make sure everybody get the facts, get the truth, and
okay, well, let me clear this up, Miss SK.
Yes.
If the other family
Mm-hmm.
was so innocent,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't received no phone call when I be at Jacksonville Police Department or anything. I'm still waiting on the phone call message. They'll notify Jacksonville Police and hey, this such and such, she want to meet y'all down here at this such and such time. We ain't heard none of that.
And you know what, Mr. Wooten, I don't think she's going to get in touch with you guys. I just don't think she is. I think you know how some people they do their work behind the scenes. Yeah.
Well, you know, we not trying to do no work behind the scenes or anything like that because we don't want no more families to end up hurt.
Right.
We doing it the legal and the respectful and the right way.
Right. Right. That's true.
So
Mm-hmm.
if they can't comprehend that, they need to find someone that can break it down to them on their level.
Right.
Because I'm not going to sugarcoat nothing. When I hear stuff like this, Miss SP, you one or two things. Either you're stupid or you're dumb.
Right.
And you choose between the difference.
Right.
Stupid, you just don't care. You see it your way only.
Right.
If you're dumb, you just have a slow thinking process.
Well, you know, she just don't want her son's name to be mentioned because he's not in jail. He hasn't been arrested. And so, and I mean, she's not understanding. And maybe you can answer this. Why is her son's name being mentioned if he's not in jail and he hasn't been arrested? Why is her son's name being mentioned?
Well, Miss SP, it's kind of, you know, she needs to step out and put one foot in one eye, in my shoe of my watch. If Tyrese were making statements like, I rolled up her son blunt and I'm smoking it, or I'm ready to put on all black and get rid of all of them. You know what I'm saying? Things like that, all this stuff on Snapchat. If Tyrese was running around, snatching her son flyer out stuff, what? Tell me. Don't that sound like somebody has something?
So what you're saying, the actions of her child is not reflecting what she's saying.
No. Even up until last week, even up until this week, it is a constant taunting and he's constantly implanting himself into this situation. So there's absolutely no way you can continue to say my son is not doing anything. He's not in this when you're son. And see, this is where it's like a woman or a man that catches their spouse cheating, and they go after the person that their spouse is cheating with. That person may not know that you're with that person was married. You go after your husband. You go after
because he know he married.
He know he married. It is his responsibility to, keep from cheating or whatever. And this person may be completely unaware, and we know that.
Mm-hmm.
So your child is the one you need to go after instead of attacking everyone else around, because everybody ain't the one out here cheating. It's your baby.
Right.
He's a grown man.
That's why I made that comment last week. And please pay attention who your kids hang around.
Right.
We cannot keep up with them 24/7, but we can keep an eye on the ones that come to the house just about every other day. The ones whose names your child keep throwing out there to you. Pay attention to those things.
Right.
And so when something like this happens, you will know right after that. You know what I'm saying? If your son telling the truth or they lying.
Right. Right. Now, you know, I would like to, you know, people do like to go out there and throw out something that is either truth or somewhat other truth, and people don't want to speak on it, or people don't want to put that out there. But do you think that there could be a possibility if there was something that your son could have seen or heard or knew more than this $150 or something, or whatever other, there's always a motive, unless it's just a cray-cray. These children, so many people, this is not a cray-cray situation.
I'm like this. I know this for a fact. If our son would have seen something, 9 times out of 10 he would tell his mom.
Okay.
He would have told us. And it's just like my wife, I can always say, if you in the wrong, you're in the wrong.
Huh.
And we'll find out the legal way how we gonna fix it.
Right.
But no, you know what I'm saying? Our son did not see anything or hear anything.
Right.
But I'm and I'm going on the record. I'm kind of in disagreement with that theory. There's a possibility because it was linked to motive that he possibly could have seen or heard something, and he didn't want to tell y'all because some kids don't want to say nothing to keep their parents or family out of danger. Some kids
Right.
don't want to say nothing because they're afraid that they're going to get in trouble for being in a place that they didn't have no business being, and they mama told them not to. How many times, have you told your child don't go somewhere? And they done went down there hanging out with friends or whatever the case may be and accidentally ran into some trouble. So there's a possibility, that he could have been.
Right.
I believe that there is. And because I know with my own, there's certain things he don't want to tell me because he don't want to get in trouble. He eventually tells on himself, but that's kids. It's kids. And I'm not going against you, Mr. Wood. I just believe it's a possibility that he might not have said nothing to protect you guys or himself or whomever. Or he didn't want to get in trouble. Because from what I gather, you guys didn't want him down in Palestine for a reason, correct?
No, we didn't say we didn't want our son out in Palestine because as far as I know, before these things were happening, some of him and some of his friends used to go down and play basketball with the guys, most of my guys in Palestine.
Right.
Okay.
So
Well, I very well could be wrong on that.
Well, I'm just saying though, like, this person brought this up. And I'm like, I had never heard about nothing like that. They brought it up for a reason. Everybody want to discount this person because they're kin, but they brought it up for a reason. So sometimes we take out the stuff we don't want to talk about because, like, no, that's a lie, and I don't know nothing about it, and that couldn't have happened. But they brought it up for a reason.
Well, I will say this.
I mean, this is
person has the credibility of a mouse in a cheese factory, and I'm not saying that she didn't bring it up. I feel like this. When she was trying to help the Wootens, none of this was coming up.
Oh, none of this was coming up?
None of this was coming up. Once the Wootens kind of figured out and put two and two together, all of a sudden, this is coming up, and she even admitted herself that none of this came out until after the fact. So, Mr. Wood, am I wrong? When she was trying to help you guys, was she telling you that Tyrese was into this and that and this and that?
What'd you say?
When this person was trying to insert herself into your circle, was she telling you that Tyrese was doing all the things that she's saying that he was doing now?
No, she didn't.
Okay. So why not tell them then, is my question. If I'm trying to help you and help you find out who did this, then I would be like, hey guys, look, I want to help, but you need to know the full and total truth.
But she said at the beginning, she did not know her family was allegedly supposed to be involved.
Her grandson either?
Well, she didn't go off into detail. I didn't ask her detail. She just said at the beginning, when she got with the Wootens and tried to help, she did not know that her family was supposed to be allegedly involved. Could that be true? That she didn't know. Like, I guess when they were looking for him, when did she come on the site?
When she came, I don't know when she came. I don't even know if she tried to help us look for him. Because I know everything that we did. It's just everybody from Jacksonville, and all of us meet up at this one gas station. We'll pray and we roll out. We didn't have anyone from Palestine. Nobody from Palestine. Didn't show up until we had a few people that helped us when they seen us in Palestine. But the ones that did from Palestine to help, they came up. They spoke to my wife, gave her a hug, and talked. They spoke to me, and that was it. I don't remember seeing this other parent stuff.
Okay.
I agree. I'm not discounting. We're not discounting everything, because, like Miss SP said, sometimes there's some truth to certain things, and sometimes there's not. But when a person has an ulterior motive, it is quite hard to determine what's truth and what's not. This is the reason why they're investigating on their own when they hear these things. And I will be sending Miss SP the receipt of said investigation alone today.
Right. Sometimes, we're really close to our children. Not every parent, but majority of parents that are involved in their children's lives, raising them and their education and coming into their life, blended families and things of that nature. they we feel like our kids are, they can come to us. But I mean, I believe I know pretty much everything about my kids, but I don't know everything about my kids. That would just be just a lie for me to say, oh, I know you didn't do this, and my child probably did, or done something that I don't know about that they're very embarrassed about. So one person did ask me, and I want to say this, one person did ask me, well, it was more than one person, it was maybe about 3 people. They came to me and they said, SP, how in the world did this good child get involved with these bad people? If they're so bad and running the town and selling drugs and shooting and murder and doing things and other stuff, gang related, how did this good child? And and I'm like, because fresh water and salt water don't run in the same stream. They just don't. It's like my teacher tells me, okay, here's an apple, pear, a banana, and an orange. And then she says, and here's a cupcake. Now what don't fit? That don't fit. For this child to be really upstanding. And I believe that he was raised very well. You can kind of look at kids, and I'm not trying to judge. You can just look at kids and say, oh, okay. Good kid. You can kind of just tell. They got the leather jacket on, they got braces on their teeth. The family done invested in this child. Time, love, patience, education. He come from good stock. Why was he dealing with these people that got kids after kids after kids after kids that's claiming kids, gang banging, and all this other stuff? Why was he dealing with them? If they're very bad, and this child is not like that, and I don't believe that he was. That's what somebody asked. Is somebody going to answer the question? Oh, we don't know. We don't know. The question is, if these people over here, which is all kin to Dinky, some kind of way, whether it's biological or it's gang related, and all of this, and they're doing a lot of stuff, or they've done stuff, or there's good in everybody. But what I'm saying is, we got a lot of stuff going on over here. How did he get involved with these people? How did your son get involved with these people? Going to school with him is one thing, but knowing them is something else.
It was one of his friends. Well, I won't say he's a friend, but it was one guy that, he got family down there. He knew Dinky and all that.
Was he with Tyrese when they was doing that shooting and stuff?
Yes. Because at that time, he was the one who set everything up.
You have to explain what you mean by set everything up, because
right.
I know what you mean, but they don't. They don't.
He was the one that got in touch with Dinky now that had them come to Jacksonville.
Mm-hmm.
And
do what?
And somebody tried to rob them?
Rob who? My son or Dinky now?
Dinky and them.
tell you the story that I was told.
Okay.
When Nick and them came up here, you know, whatever they were doing, instead of, you know what I'm saying, Dinky popped the trunk, Dinky went for the gun. My son beat him to that. And then when they took around and turned to run, the gun that my son had didn't go off. It was one of his friends, you know what I'm saying, that I guess accidentally pulled the trigger or whatever. I don't know. I wouldn't know. They said when they took out the range, the gun went off. I don't know if he hit the ground or scraped the dude on the arm or what. But they literally said he got shot in the arm. If this kid was shot in the arm, he didn't go to no hospital, didn't file a police report or anything.
So the friend that your son ran around with, he shot the gun?
Yeah. Not him. It was some other kid.
Oh.
And I was like, you know what I'm saying? Then I was asking him, he set everything up. Why he didn't know what I'm saying, go out there and talk to him? They said you hiding behind in some bushes.
You know, the person, somebody's asking a question in the chat. Okay, let me put this clear. One of the young men that Tyrese was hanging out with set up a meeting for them to supposedly go buy some weed from Dinky, correct? Oh, okay. And when they came up to Dinky came up to Jacksonville to sell whatever weed, Dinky reached for a gun in the trunk. Now, a scared person or kid Tyrese grabs a gun, takes off running. The person that set this meeting up had a gun. And apparently he's the one that pulled the trigger that allegedly grazed Dinky while Tyrese is running. The gun got dropped. He dropped his gun and kept running along with the other kids. The person that set this up, now why Dinky reached for the gun, nobody knows. I don't know if he felt like he was outnumbered. Nobody knows that. But he was grazed. And the person who set this up, who knew him, and this is why things don't, he admitted to this. This kid admitted to this. This is why things don't add up, why they came after Tyrese. Because this person knew Dinky. So I'm guessing he knew Dinky had money. I'm guessing he knew Dinky had drugs. I'm guessing he knew Dinky had all of this stuff. And he didn't want to do this by himself. Yeah. So, therefore, and yet hanging out with the wrong crowd, you can get into a situation that you have no idea about. This is true. And in a situation like that, you see the boy run away with your gun. Yeah, I don't want you to shoot me either. So I'm taking whatever I can from you, and I'm running. I'm going to disarm you the best way I can. Now, why the other boy did this, I do believe he wanted backup there. I believe he had a plan. Now, Mr. Woodman, am I wrong in that? Do you believe that this young man had this plan prior to, because he arranged this meeting, he brought Dinky down to Jacksonville with the impression that they just going to buy some weed and that's it. And it was a few of them there that night, correct? Yes, that is correct. No, Mrs. Woodman is on the phone. Okay, so we done switch people. There we go. Mrs. Woodman is on the phone. So that's correct. It was a few people that night. Tyrese grabbed the gun away from Dinky and took off running. The other boy had his own gun and allegedly grazed Dinky as he was running away. Am I right or wrong?
Yes, and this was told to us by the other young man, and it was told to us that they at first tried to contact him, like on Snapchat, tried to get that girl to come get him first, but then he was like, no. But then she contacted my son, and honey, we know sometimes kids don't have their heads on right. Sometimes they thinking with other parts of their body blessed. And from there, I mean, she came and picked up Tyrese, and like I said, we haven't seen him. But I don't appreciate, I'm going to say this because this is how I feel. I don't appreciate all the victim shaming that people do. Because until you're in another person's situation, you can't really say this, that, or the other because you don't know how to feel. People can't, just like last week when I see her and I watched all these comments and then when I finally heard that this wannabe unnamed person said that I did not want her help because she was white. Are you serious? My best friend is white. I don't want your help because of who you are. It ain't got nothing to do with the color of your skin. Because I've never been racist. So, and as far as her son being mentioned, she needs to ask her son what involvement that he has in it. Don't try to put nothing else on my son because I've never got on here not one moment and said, Tyrese is perfect. Tyrese ain't never done nothing. Tyrese said, no. Whatever it is that was brought to me. But don't get on here trying to victim shame because, no, I'm not going to just sit around and be like, this is true. If it's not true to my knowledge, I'm not going to say that is true. But as far as the things that Carolyn has spoken of right now, this was told to me and my husband by the little boy who was there. He came to my house and sit on my porch. And he said, Mr. Lane, this is what took place on that day. So when we was at court and for Mr. Lane to say he's never even seen my son a day in his life, when I got a little boy saying, no, that was him. I know him. That was just amazing to me. I was just like blown away. So,
okay, so you didn't know that this meeting and guns and buying weed thing happened before your son disappeared. You didn't know none of this took place?
No, and then when I got off work that Sunday, this stuff supposedly happened on that Thursday. I know everybody, just like I said, everybody trying to make like they know what the kids do. I work 12-hour shifts. I'm gone from my home 14 hours a day almost. So I cannot keep up with every single thing that Tyrese does. All I can do is say, son, don't do this or don't do that. You know, I didn't raise you like this and I didn't raise you like that. But at the end of the day, children are going to make their own decisions, just like grown-ups. We wasn't raised to do some of the things that we've done in our lives, but we still done it. So at the end of the day, I know how I raised him with all the allegations and all the stuff that has been brought up, saying he did this and he did that. I can't vouch for that because I honestly do not know about that stuff.
Right.
So when people say, yes, you know, I don't know about that stuff. Anybody that knows me as a parent would have been like, she don't know about this, so that's why I read it. I don't get over here. Are you crying? Oh, no. You're crying. You can't make me say something that's not true. Don't cry. I hear you're crying. Because I'm frustrated.
So could this other kid that was with them when they had that meeting be part of this some kind of way?
Like as far as with Tyrese missing on that end? Or what? Like I'm not understanding the question.
I mean, like, okay, the guy that set that meeting up, could he have something to do with some of this? Because I don't know who he is, what his name is, never was really brought up. But if this person is over here saying your son is robbing people and you know, stealing weed and taking the money and taking clothes and he knows something about a murder case, they wanted to talk to him, and I'm going through the things that they're saying because this is what they said. They said this, and I go, okay, okay, check. The only other person is the person that now we're talking about. I guess something of that nature happened where there was going to be a buy some illegal weed. Guns were there. Somebody shot. We don't know who shot. We don't know who dropped gun, who ran. But could this be what this woman is talking about?
Yeah, that's probably what she's talking about, because when this initially took place, this woman made a whole Facebook post talking about, well, people shouldn't be shooting at her grandson. And see, I wasn't in my right mind then. So, of course, I didn't screenshot it. But, when I went back and looked for it, it was gone. But with all the innocence that y'all claim, why would you go and delete stuff since y'all are so innocent? Because your grandson said he ain't never seen my child before. That's why. But I wish that I would have been more in my right mind then, and I'd been like, oh, no, let me screenshot that. But I didn't. But I most definitely read it.
Okay.
She wrote a whole book about it.
What about?
And about the people who was in the car with him, who said they wasn't even up here. I said, Lord Jesus. I don't even argue with these people about this stuff, because you know what? The truth is going to come out. And I know it ain't going to be it's not going to be a lie towards my end.
Right. What about?
I'm not defending anything that Tyrese supposedly did that I have knowledge of. Because if he done it and I have knowledge of it, I handled it with my son when he was in my presence. All of this other stuff that has popped up in these last 420 days is irrelevant to me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know where my son is. Y'all talking about stuff he supposedly did. He did this, he did that. Okay, well, where is he at? And I know folks be like, his mama, I can't even waste my breath on that situation right there, because I wish somebody would get on her and talk about the character of my son for other people to get on her and bash his character. But I know that's how things are going to go in court, so I'm preparing myself.
Right. I got two questions for you. Well, I got a question, and then, but back to the guy that set the meeting up. Is he not going to court, or has he told you guys anything?
No, actually, when we talked to our detective about it, the young man had already went down there and told his side of the story, what happened on that day. So he said if he needs anything else from him, he will get in contact with him.
Wow. Okay. Wow.
This is why it's been said that it's not. They're not done with the investigation at all.
Okay. Yeah, because when you usually have that middleman, they know a lot more. Usually they just do. It's just, I'm not saying he do and he don't or whatever. But I mean, we're getting ready to get off of here. But I do want to hear, I do want to hear about Tyrese. Like, can you, Miss Wooten, share with us a really good time with him? Did y'all ever go out of town or something and he did something funny?
That's true. Come on, y'all. Let me get outside so I can hear you. Okay. Yeah, I got a lot. Oh, shoot. Actually, the last thing I really remember that just really just tickled me.
Mm-hmm.
Was how him and my husband always be wrestling, knowing my husband is way bigger than Tyrese.
Mm-hmm.
And he always be screaming to me, Mama help, get there. And I got it all video, because I love the video stuff, and I got it all on video. And then I remember whenever his twin sister, she'd always be, thank you so much, I will. She always be in the shower, and she loved that Whitney Houston song, what is it called? I will always love you. And honey, when I said she was singing to the top of her lungs, and you could hear him screaming, shut up, Mama, Tessa said, shut up. And I was God laughing, because I knew she was going to sing it. He knew she was going to sing it. I don't know why he even said anything to her. But my kid has got to be, because we have the same type of personality. We're just really just goofy. And it's very seldom that we really just get mad. Most of the time, we're just goofy people.
Yeah.
Because there's still type of personality that we have. Oh my God, they dog ran over their stuff. This is what type of personality that we have. And so it's just kind of like, when people say ugly stuff about him, I understand he wasn't perfect, but you're not gonna be like saying ugly stuff about him. Not to me, you're not. Some people might feel like, oh well, I'm not gonna take up for my kid. I'm gonna take up for my kid when he's right. When my kid is wrong, I'm gonna be like, oh no.
Right,
So,
right. I mean, everybody. My kid does stuff. My kids do. They still doing stuff. They 28 and 31. They still doing stuff. And I don't. Half of the stuff I don't know about until they tell me later on. Like one time, my son went to this concert downtown, and he calls me, and he was like, "Mama, they sprayed. They sprayed this. I don't know, pepper spray, and trying to disperse the concert people or whatever." So I jump in my truck, and I'm flying downtown, and I'm looking for my son, and I'm telling him I got to get through there. My son can't see. He done called me and everything, and I mean. I really don't know what happened, but I did find my son, and we got some milk and threw it on him and everything, and got him home or whatever. And I can't. I remember how scared I was, but at the same time, I did not know that him and some other friends of his were down there fighting. You know what I'm saying? Fighting a whole different crowd of people. You know what I mean? And I didn't know that's what it was. He was just saying it just got too loud and stuff, so they just sprayed everybody. That's what he told me. But and then usually when my son get in trouble, it's really because of his friends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, my son actually, like when they little kids, they under the age 17, 16 or something, they got into a fight. My son, they do the smoking the weed or whatever. They did that, and so go to court, and he's like, they were like, well, you got to pay so much money to take the UA and stuff, and he's like, I'm not gonna stop. I don't want to stop. The other kids like, yeah, I'll stop and stuff, and and they pay their little money and go get tested, pay the little money off. My son's like, no, just send me to jail because I'm not gonna stop. You know what I'm saying? Because he knows it's a money thing. And he actually did the time because he's like, I know I'm not, and I'm going to be dirty next month. I just know, that's when I found out, like, oh, I better get my son some help because he's telling me that that's what he wants to do. And so, we don't like for people to hear stuff like that because then they thinking you're a bad mother or you don't know. Yeah, no, I'm not a bad mother. You tell me what mother is. I don't know none of them. That you know everything your child is doing. That's a bald-faced lie. That's just the way it is. So I hope this wasn't really bad experience for you, but you're gonna, what you're gonna have to deal with in court.
Oh yeah, and that's why I'm preparing myself mentally and physically to hear all the nonsense that I'm gonna encounter within the next few months or so. I'm just gonna continue to pray because I know the enemy is gonna attack me, attack my family. But I know who I am, and I know who my kid is. So I'm not gonna worry about all that extra stuff. Whenever we get ready to cross that bridge, we'll cross it.
Yeah. Did you want to speak on one other thing? Did you want to speak on because she thought it was unfair that if her child is innocent, it has nothing to do with your child's disappearance or anything, do you feel like it's right that to drag her son down and now he's not able to get a scholarship? Did you want to speak on that?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what kind of scholarship it is. But anyways, I'm gonna address that, Miss ST. If her son is innocent, I've never mentioned her son's name. I have. Maybe Gerald has, but I've never mentioned her son's name. And at the end of the day, if your son is so innocent, you shouldn't be so pressed. If I could say Tyrese wasn't involved in this, and after I said one time, I'm done. Unless you can prove otherwise, I'm done. I'm not going to keep going back over and over and over and over with you. I'm not going to fire back at you every time you say my son's name because that's what people do. They point the finger at folks, and then eventually, if your son is innocent, then sweetie, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Why is you worried about it? I'm being honest. Why is you so pressed? Your son is so innocent. I'm the one who should be pressed because my son been missing for 400-something days. I'm the one who should be pressed, but you pressed because somebody mentioned your son's name. Then you claim y'all get threats. Oh, baby, we got threats. I can't remember how many threats we got from them people down there. Somehow how they would come here kill me and all this kind of stuff. I was like, what? Excuse me? Excuse me? Y'all not come over here and do absolutely nothing to me. You must go do it in the dark, sweetie, because everything I do, I make sure it's in the light. You must go do it in the dark. But if her son is so innocent, I'm going to say it. Stop being so pressed, sweetie. Your son is innocent. Remember, don't be pressed when your son is innocent. Why are you fighting a battle that ain't even worth fighting if your son is innocent? Why you keep going to war with somebody if your son is innocent? I don't understand that. Why you want to insert yourself in something and you keep saying your son is innocent? Just drop it. But you see, nothing ever was mentioned about Lane until her son's name got mentioned. Then all of a sudden, she want to make like she's really concerned about what people are saying about Lane, but she's really concerned about what people are saying about her son. Whatever it is that your son did and had any dealings, if he did, and Tyrese disappeared, sweetie, it'll come to the surface. Don't worry about it. But don't be pressed. Just let God do his work. Remember? You just said you love the Lord. So let the Lord do his work. Let the police do their work too. It'll come to the surface. Don't be pressed. It's not a cute look. I got something to say about it.
Okay.
And Miss S.C., I mean, you can let me know if you want me to not say her son's name, but as long as he continues and she continues to post on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, disparaging things about this family and being a straight hypocrite, because I can call it like I see it, and I'm seeing it all over her post. I'm seeing it all over their posts that they are sitting here saying that they just want to be helpful Christians and all of that. And at the same time, in the same breath, saying that Mr. and Mrs. Wooten aren't Christians. And I don't give a damn. Just tell they damn parents, but keep my son's name out of it because I don't care about him. All I care about is mine. Well, if all you care about is yours, then you might want to get a hold to him, sit him down, and let him know he needs to stop. He needs to stop inserting himself, and you need to stop talking down on people that you claim that you want to help. So for your son and his scholarship, I'm sorry, sweetheart. He has opportunity after opportunity after opportunity in this world. He has 2 feet planted on this earth where God, as long as God allows him to. Tyrese does not have that. So you can keep your woe is me attitude to yourself. And pray to God that he gives you a heart that you never have to experience with his family has to experience.
Okay. All right. Well, I thank you guys for coming on here and straighten some things out. Make sure you thank Mr. Wooten too. He cleared up some things. And I just hope this wasn't that difficult, you guys. I just do.
Oh no, I'm like I said, I'm preparing myself. Even though I do still cry when I hear some of this stuff, because it don't make it not hurt.
Right.
But I'm just gonna keep praying. That's the only thing's gonna give me more and more strength. The strength that I have to have each day to keep going. Because I don't get to see my son. These people get to see their kids and talk to their kids on the phone from the jailhouse, so I don't understand why they so mad at me. I want the same justice that they would want for their kids.
Exactly.
And that's all I want. That's all I want. I'm not asking for nothing more. If people are not guilty, Ms. S.C., Lord, let them be. And I've always prayed that you can ask my husband. I've always prayed, Lord, if they're not guilty of this crime, set them free.
Right. And we were talking about some scriptures, and I think somebody came up with the 2 Kings. I can't remember where it was. 2 Kings 6:24 or something, or 29 or something. Well,
33.
Yeah. You want the same justice as for your child. You would want the same justice, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I would if the shoe was on the other foot and it was Tyrese that supposedly done this, I would be like, nah, because at the end of the day, you've been the told us. Because I've been down there, they've been like, don't keep hitting him. Yeah, I'm gonna keep hitting him. He gonna tell today. But that's the difference, you know. Everybody wants their kids home. I want my kid home too.
Yes, you do.
Nobody wants their kids to go to jail for this. Okay, I want my kid home.
Right.
They sit in jail all this time and they acting like they mad. They don't down there.
Right.
I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing, but you know, I forgot to tell you, this past weekend I went Palestine with my updated flyers and stuff, and I passed out flyers. Everybody was pretty, you know, pretty cordial, except for 2 Palestine police officers, which was a little, what's the word? I don't know. I don't have a word. But a young lady that was with me, because I had some people go with me, of course. I wouldn't be stupid enough to go by myself.
Mm-hmm.
Walked up to give them a flyer, and she said that he was like, we already know who's missing. We don't need that. You know, I just looked at him like, wow. I said, sweetie, you're going to meet a lot of devils, so just say thank you and walk away.
No.
I said, don't even say thank you and walk away. And this was the Palestinian police, the 2 men who were at the park this weekend. I was just stunned because I was like, you ain't seen nothing yet.
Whoa.
I said,
okay.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
I said, it is what it is. I said, so let me say, see, I thank you. You know, I thank you always.
Yeah, I think
your Tyrese Tuesday, because you know what, the truth is gonna come out. Whatever it may be, it shall come out. And I don't hide stuff from people. I've always been an open book. If I know it to be true, then I say, this is what my son was doing. But if I don't know it to be true, I can't say facts that I don't know nothing about.
Right.
That's that. So they can call me a bad parent, call me whatever you want. I'm sorry that I had to work long hours for a living. Because most of y'all don't even work for a living. So y'all should know exactly what y'all kids doing since you at home all day. I work. So I'm not.
Yeah, they don't even got to work for a living and still ain't gonna know what them kids is doing. I'm telling you, they get in some stuff. I don't care. You know, you can look at them all day long and you still ain't gonna know what they doing. Because hey, they learn you really quick, so they know what not to do.
My child feel like he in jail. He said his cameras all over the place, his bars on the windows. I said, yeah. And Miss Wood be like that. Look, let my nephew go. No. Dude, let him go. Oh my God, let him go. But real talk, I thank everybody who is continuing to genuinely pray, because you know, like I've always said, I know there's people praying against what I'm praying for, but baby, God ain't gonna grant the will of somebody praying against his will anyway. So good luck with that. And so I genuinely thank everybody from the bottom of our heart for praying genuinely for our son, because he ain't no saint. I ain't no saint. I done stuff. So, but we thank y'all, and we're gonna keep praying. We pray for people every day that we don't know. When I start praying, I say, Lord, pray for this world, because there's so much chaos going on out in it.
It
so
is.
You just never know when something gonna knock on your door. So you better keep in mind, what's my situation today could be your situation tomorrow.
Right.
So don't do the judge game unless you really, really about that life, because I ain't got that life. I cry more than I sit around looking sane. I cry more than I should. I want my son. So, you know.
Right.
It is what it is. The truth shall come to the surface. I'm just waiting on it. I done prayed for 400 some days for it. So I said, Lord, if I done prayed and waited this long, I'll wait till you ready to reveal it all.
Right.
So,
yeah.
I do. I thank you, Miss Esty. You the bomb, girl.
Oh, thank you. All righty. Well, we'll see you next Tuesday, maybe.
All right, then. I'll probably talk to y'all on next Tuesday.
Okay.
All right. Everybody have a good night.
All right. You too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Good night. Hey, family. Sonia Watt says, I cry too much to be about that life. You guys, we did get some things straight. And like I said, the truth can help. So we don't want to misdirect anybody. I don't want to misdirect anybody. It's hard. But some of the things, this is the easy part for us, because guess what? All this stuff is going to come out anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's going to come out anyway. But I think we might get to some truth on this case. I just don't know when and how, but I believe it's going to happen, you guys. I'm going to get on off of here. I will see you guys tomorrow night at 5 p.m. Central Time. We're going to be having our face in the place, you guys. We've got a case, or we're going to be talking about the Jelani case, continuing with that. Plus, some family member is going to win their monthly, or not their monthly, but their, I say quarterly gift tomorrow, live at 5 p.m. So make sure if you're a family member, you're a mod, you come in, we know you by name, have your face in here, because the giveaway is going to be tomorrow, you guys. All right. I'll see you guys 5 p.m. Central Time, live, same place, same time. Bye. Tyress Gipson disappeared August the 22nd, 2020. He was last seen at his residence, picked up by a young lady named Brianna. 4 suspects have been arrested in the disappearance of Tyress Gipson. The 4th suspect will be tried as an adult. Any information can help. If you know anything, please call Jacksonville Police Department 903-586-2549. If you see something, say something.